Welcome. I'm going to jump right in. I have loaded a brand new local copy of WordPress here. And I'm now going to use a tool called WordPress Create Block to, create a block. And to do that, I'm going to need, I'm going to do this from the terminal in VS Code. So I'm just going to grab this plugins directory and drag it over just to open up that directory. And then, I do trust the authors. So here's a terminal, and you can see that I'm in the right directory here. So I have Node installed, so I have access to the Node package manager in PM, and I'm going to use the command mpx at WordPress create block. That's the package name, and then I need to give it the name of the block that I want to create. I'm going to call it, since this is just sort of in honor of WordCamp Europe being in Athens in 2023. So Parthenon. And that just kind of runs for a while. Okay, there it is, and we can now CD into Parthenon, right? And I'm actually gonna, gonna close this and just reopen within Parthenon. Now within Parthenon, you can see there's a bunch of files here, and we'll talk about what those are in just a second. But one of the main things that it is if you look at Parthenon PHP, well, it's a plugin, and blocks are created by plugins, and all this does is it hooks the init action with a callback function, create block Parthenon block edit, and all that does is register block type with one parameter for now that just points to a directory where block JSON can be found. So that's all there, and if we jump over to our Acropolis server and we look in plugins, we will see that indeed we have a Parthenon plugin. It's not setting land speed records. Okay, there, Parthenon, and it's not activated, but we can activate it. And then if we go to posts, we can add a new post, and we'll call it Hello Athens, and we'll put some text here. Is some text at the top of the page, and then if we want to add another block, we can pull down the full menu of blocks. By default, Create Block creates a block that lives in the widgets section, and there it is, Parthenon, and we can click it and insert it. Here it is, and it all it does is put some text into a text control or something. It's actually just plain text, and there's a little bit of the blue there is from a default CSS file that it creates, which we're just going to leave and ignore. We're not really here to talk about CSS. Okay, so now if we publish this page and then we look at it on the front end, not in the editor, we'll see, yes, it says Hello Athens, and it says, you know, here's the text that I typed in at the top of the page, and here's the Parthenon block, but it has different text now. It says hello from the saved content, right, which is not what it said before. So probably you've already figured this out, but the reason why is that there's actually an edit part of a block and a save part of a block. So the PHP registers it, and then in the source directory there's an index.js, and it has lots of comments here, but all it really does is this part right here, right? Register block type. Metadata.name points to block.json, which I mentioned before. And then there are two properties. One of them is pointing to a function called edit, and one of them is kind of appears to be doing nothing, but it's pointing to a function called save, and you can see that import save from save and import edit from edit. Those are two JS files right here, edit and save. And then I've mentioned this block.json file a couple of times. Here it is. And it does a lot of things to sort of define the configuration of the block. And you notice both the PHP and the JS files reference this block, so they're both kind of reading from the same page, kind of literally. So that gets us running, and we'll jump from here to the next session. I will see you there.